I have to open a new garage band because I don't want to record it under the one. I want to split it.
Oh.
Yeah, it just helps with editing, you know?
Nerd! Oh, yeah.
How many garage bands have you got open at the moment, Vince?
48.
Correct.
Minisode!
Watch out!
Here it comes.
Watch out!
Here it comes.
Watch out!
Here it comes.
Watch out!
Fuck, I wouldn't even know how to use fucking GarageBand, fuck. I mean, I can record, I just can't edit.
Neither can Hank.
That's it.
Son of a...
Ooh.
That stings a little.
Oh, Wayno.
Maybe if you spend some more time doing it.
Fuck. Oh. Well, look, it's been a pretty interesting week. And maybe I think because of the amount of trades that did go down and the shifting, obviously, the power back to the Western Conference again in the NBA, that the focal point maybe was taken a little bit away from this after the initial day that it happened. But, man, look, we sounded it last show on our premium episode, but I'm going to sound it again. I'm going to sound the courtside alarm again because the New York Knicks, they finally fired Phil Jackson. Hallelujah, Knicks fans, you're halfway there. My only real disappointment for you guys is that if Dolan wasn't off playing in his band, then maybe you would have done this before the actual draft and taken someone decent. Just
Hang on,
saying.
you can't just hang it on Frank Nicotine, whatever his name is.
Frank Nicotine.
Well, that's what they were calling him on Bill Simmons' show, Frank Nicotine. I ran with it.
I think that's what they accidentally wrote on the back of his jersey at Summer League, didn't they?
I'm sticking with that. That's
It's bloody
staying.
close too.
That's here to stay.
I was calling him La Femme Nikita, but we'll go with Nicotine.
Well, I've got to credit Bill Simmons. He came up with the Frank Nicotine, but
Wow.
just said,
That's amazing.
but you can't hang it on him.
No, of course
McCoy.
not. Look, like I said before, like we sort of questioned the Bazingas pick with Phil Jackson, and look how well that turned out with them to an extent. And same thing could be the deal with this. But I feel at least maybe not even the shadow games. I mean, Phil Jackson wasn't exactly shy about throwing Melo and the other players under the bus. So, I mean, I feel like at least the shackles are off a little bit. Like I've said before, we've seen bad teams and we've seen Dolan run teams, you know, win games before. So there is a little bit of light, I suppose. But I suppose the biggest thing is we're not going to see the triangle run in New York next season.
Which marks the 25th straight year we haven't seen it run in New York.
Exactly.
I think the last time we saw the triangle in New York was when the Bulls were playing.
I think the current GM that's in place now, that's taken over, I think he's pushing for, I want to say, for presidency. He really wants to get in. I think he's pushing Dolan to give him that title before they interview David Griffin, who obviously recently got let go from Cleveland.
Oh, I'm hiring Griffin. If from what I saw today is it Steve Mills?
Yeah.
What I saw today from him, he needs to be fired ASAP.
Wait, fill me in. I didn't see it. What happened?
There was a video of Melo working out at 2 a.m. in the morning.
How funny was that?
And this putz is sitting there with some other putz, and there was putzers all around, and they're laughing at the video.
Why?
They were cracking up laughing at the video. It was 100% that video. They were watching Melo doing line sprints at 2 a.m. in the morning, and they were filmed watching it on the bench of Summer League and basically cracking up laughing. Melo's gone, but that's a buffoon move from those guys.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd be hiring David Griffin at the drop of a hat. He's the best candidate out there. You could possibly bring in Joe Dumas to fluke another title.
It's been done before.
I'd be going Griffin, definitely.
I'll tell you what, the next guy who goes in to New York, and I'm hoping it's David Griffin. And you know, the next guy goes in half a clue, just needs to clear house. And I'm talking like coaching staff. I'm talking about everyone in there. Just clear that trash out. I mean, that's, you know, you can have one or two people in there with no clue or just total brain farts, but it just feels like such a bad culture that it needs a shakedown.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got rid of Phil Jackson. I think for whoever comes in and is doing that role next, I mean, the one thing they need to do is obviously repair that bridge with Porzingis. Just give him the keys, man. Just give him the keys and build around him. Get what you can for Melo. I mean, we kind of touched on it a little while ago, a couple of shows back. It's like, yeah, look, we can all sit here and hate Phil Jackson for the shithouse job he did in New York, which is fair and a fair criticism. But this no-trade clause that Melo has, he definitely handcuffed them from rebuilding. I mean, when you can get so specific to the point where you can say, I only want to be traded to these two teams, and there's basically nothing you can do about it. I mean, look, they might have treated Melo like shit, but the organization wanted to go in a different direction. So I kind of feel like you're just handcuffing him. I mean...
Yeah, you know, more fool them. They gave it to him. They put the clause in the contract. That's
Totally.
what they did to get the deal done. So, I mean, you know, they made their bed. They've got a lie in it. I think you touched on it just a second ago. Culture has to change. I mean, I'd be looking at taking a flyer on, you know, on Patrick Ewing as a head coach. I think they need to do something that brings back New York basketball and that pride that putting on that white and orange means to represent. I think they need a full on overhaul.
I loved Michael Rappaport's response.
Yes.
That guy slays me.
Does he realise he's not in the mafia and he's not Italian?
Who cares? I love it.
And he was pretty much in 2 movies ever.
Yes.
Really relevant.
You fucking did it.
You fuck you.
You gotta go. You gotta apologize to Oak.
That's the part. I'm looking at that part, going, you know, you're not Italian. You're not Jewish Italian. Relax.
That is like a white Irish Bostonian.
Look, they've got to move Melo, right?
Oh, it'll happen. It'll happen.
I mean, whether it's Cleveland...
I reckon it'll be more of a waving sort of scenario around the All-Star break or whenever the deadline is.
Oh, you reckon?
I can't see Cleveland because New York want Kevin Love. Maybe Cleveland will end up giving him up, but Cleveland have no intention of trading Kevin Love to New York.
No, I don't
No
think...
way. I don't think that happens.
I don't think New York want Kevin Love. Do you know what I mean? Like, Kevin Love's playing the power
It's
forward.
been reported they want him, so...
Right, okay. Well,
I just think it's going to be a waving thing. They're going to get him off waivers. That's the only way they'll get him, I think.
I think what actually happens is they'll bring in a third party. I don't think they'll send Kevin Love to New York. For the mere fact, I don't think Kevin Love wants to be in New York, and you just don't want another Melo situation there anyway. So I think they'll bring in another third party where they can send Kevin Love and get back some assets and...
Wait. How's this?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, go on.
Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson for Melo and Dazinga.
You need to settle
I've
down.
traded him again. He can go anywhere. I've traded him again.
Yeah, come on. The mini-sode is for new listeners. They're just going to think you're mad right now, okay?
I trade Zinger every week.
He really does.
I think that the Clippers have more to give now than they did the last time they declined a deal on Melo.
That is true.
I don't think Melo's waving it, though, to go to Cleveland. To go to Clippers.
But what if they just bought him out? I mean, then he goes anywhere. But I mean, you know, I don't know. If he gets to the point where if he gets to the points where the 2 destinations that he has limited himself to will not give up anything worth doing the deal, I mean, they're almost better just buying him out.
Yeah, I think that's what'll happen.
Is the no trade clause still a thing? I thought that was like they wound that out of the league.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
Like Miller's going to be one of the last guys with it, right?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has got a no trade clause.
It's a stupid clause. I don't like it at all. I mean, I don't think it does anything for fans or for franchises or even for the players to some extent.
Yeah, I can see them putting it in for loyalty reasons, like, the tail ender, like a Dirk or a Tim Duncan or someone like that, just, for nostalgic reasons or just to show that we're all in on this guy and he's all in it for us. But, I mean, yeah, I don't get it. Somebody who's potentially going to look at another 2 contracts before his time's out, I don't really get it either.
Yeah, but I mean, even that doesn't make sense because you look at, you use Dirk as a reference. I mean, nostalgia. I mean, look how well a good owner like Mark Cuban has taken care of Dirk.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even now in his final years, I mean, he's still taking care of him. It's like he could have moved him on if he wanted to seasons ago, but...
Well, he's gonna opt out. Well, hasn't he? I think he's already opted out of the last season so that he can re-up a bigger pay packet for the final 2, which is just an incredible move by a classy owner.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, the upside is obviously we sounded the alarm on the Knicks. It's a good alarm this time around, guys. It's not a madness. I mean, there's still a lot to sort out. Knicks are going to be picking up the pieces from the Phil Jackson era for a while, but I mean, there's a good chance you might nail down a good GM and he'll make an honest team out of you.
Dave Griffin.
Yeah.
Are the players high on Horny? Do they? I actually spent the last couple of days just trying to find any links or anything like that on last season as to players sort of backing him up after losing streaks and things like that. And I really couldn't find a lot of quotes where everyone seemed all in on the coach.
But I don't think you'll find the reverse of that either.
No, and I couldn't either. I couldn't find anybody throwing him under a bus either.
Because, I mean, he was quite good in... I feel like he was
Phoenix.
Quite good. Yeah, in Phoenix with that young team, it's just the management was fucking messed up there too. So, they're bringing a slew of guards and, don't expect a problem. I'm actually interested to see what he can do with a squad now that he's not refrained to a certain system. Now he can kind of run what he wants to run. I think that's a good thing. I never would have... I mean, Hornacek is not a guy who's going to run the triangle. Come on.
No, but I hope that, if that is the case, they give him some picks and they give him some time to put it together the way he would like to do it. And maybe that means that this season's just a feel-out and he gets to go to draft day, 2018 and make some moves. And maybe next season's his real show and tell.
Or the new GM comes in and fires him. Or there's that.
There's also
That's what usually happens.
Yep.
Look, obviously, this is my favourite time of year, or the trades and the speculation going down. We refer to the draft as basketball Christmas. I thought one of the interesting things that seems to be sliding under the radar, when we're talking about Cleveland and things like that, is that, did you guys notice Kyrie Irving's name pop up a few times?
No.
On draft day, there was actually I'm not sure how far the trade got outside of preliminary talks. Yeah, so there was rumblings of Phoenix picking up Kyrie Irving in a deal based around Paul George. There was also another 3-team trade with George that fell apart involving the Cavs, Pacers, and Utah. I mean, obviously, we just spoke about Dave Griffin, who was very strong on not trading Kyrie Irving, and Dan Gilbert, the owner. Look, I don't think the relationship between him and Irving might be, or maybe he's just not as sold on Irving as everyone else, which is just kind of crazy. But yeah, I thought it was kind of weird to see Irving's name pop up on the trade block.
I don't think they're trading Kyrie. It'd be crazy to trade Kyrie. You'd want to be getting something back that's really, really good. I think the deal you're referring to is getting Bledsoe back.
Think so, but it meant
as well to run the show. I would not do that.
The 3-team trade put Irving in Utah, though.
I did it.
Yeah.
Well, I saw one that had Bledsoe, so I still wouldn't do it. There's no way in hell I'm trading Kyrie Irving. That's just a dumb move. Why? I don't even know who's making these trades. Is it Gilbert?
Well, I mean,
is he running the show?
Well, no one's running the show at the moment. I mean, Chauncey turned.
Well, it's got to be him then, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming so.
No, well, that's just idiotic. I mean,
I feel like there's a bit of a problem in Cleveland right now, and people are expecting.
I think there's a big problem in Cleveland right now.
Yeah,
especially when LeBron's not actively recruiting anyone.
And nor should he. It's not his responsibility. But
they all do it. They all do it. All the stars do it.
Well, I know they do, but end of the day, they're not the one crossing the T's and dotting the I's either.
They all recruit. They always, just go up to the GM. Hey, this guy's willing to come over. Want to play with him? Get him in, or I'm going to be pissed off, and they get him in.
Yeah, I just wonder if there's an underlying current in Cleveland right now that, if it doesn't rectify itself soon, could see him falling apart a little bit sooner in the season next year.
Well, I think LeBron's gone, so that's just my gut feeling. I think he's got one more season left, and Cleveland Cavaliers fans should enjoy it.
Do you think he's gone after that?
Oh,
Yeah, I do. I don't know why. I just really do.
big time gone.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be in purple and gold, my friend. You laugh with your little schoolgirl laugh, but that's what's going to happen.
I think that's the reason why he's not actively recruiting. You know, he's got a squad with him that can go the distance to the finals, and it'll be what it'll be. His legacy will be somebody who can still carry a team. I don't know. I think there's still a chance that Wade gets bought out, and maybe Wade walks over there and helps out his buddy. But yeah, I can't see them making any big moves, and particularly without a bloody management team.
Can you just see just a lockout coming? The salary cap is just, I just feel like it's too big, and it's going to be too problematic, and greed is always a factor, and it's always the politics that destroy it. Man, some of these deals are just so insane, and then you got like LeBron on Twitter saying Curry deserves more, and I can understand where he's coming from with the money that Golden State made last year, but Jesus, man, this is getting out of hand. It's full on monopoly money right now.
Give me a spell. I never thought I would see $200 million contracts.
Crazy, right?
I mean, not only 200, he signed for 201. Like, you had to put the one in there. What the fuck are you going to do with $200 million? I'd like to think that if I was in that position and, a star, and go, you know what, I won't take 200 mil. Just give me 100. So we can just sign other players and keep this thing going. Really, 200 mil? Geez, no way. I don't care.
He's worth it, though.
It's ridiculous, and it will cause a lockout because, like I said on my Facebook post, it's the fans who cop it in the arse. I know there's TV deals, but tickets go up, merch goes up, everything goes up for the fan, and eventually fans aren't going to be able to afford to go.
It's going to be even worse for those shitty teams as well, because the ticket's going to be sky high. No one's going to rock out to a game when you know you're going to get blown out, especially when you can sit at home at the comfort, just watch it on League Pass, ESPN or Fox. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. I could just see like a lockout knocking on the door.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. I think marquee teams are still going to fill out arenas and sell them to either home team fans or to travelling visitors who are flying into the state for tourist attractions. Golden State fills their arena, I would say, on any given night, 40 to 50% of their arena are people who are flying in, flying out, and visiting to see the Golden State Warriors. And for that reason alone, they can dictate ticket prices. Now, the cap is in correlation, and it's gone up this year because it's in correlation to the TV deals that's kicked in. And the teams all get money from that.
Was it like 99.8 million or something?
Yeah, just under 100
I mean, but that works well for a team like Golden State. But how many good teams are there really in the NBA? I mean, it's about 30 teams. Let's say 10 of them are capable of doing that. The bottom-dwelling teams, I mean, they're just going to get...
They get reverse proportionate revenue share. So if you're a lowly team like like maybe the Pistons, or maybe in terms of attendance, maybe the Pistons, maybe the Sixers, maybe the Bucks, you get a reverse proportion of revenue profit share at the end. So you'll get more of a kickback from the distribution rights than somebody who's on TV all the time, like the Warriors and the Cavs and things like that. So it's reverse engineered to look after the smaller teams as well,
which pisses off the top tier teams because they feel like, well, why should we be helping them? And I mean, this all comes back to like a little bit of greed, and exactly why I feel like it's going to eventually, we're going to have another lockout, and I think we should be strapped in for a long one.
Yeah, next lockout might be like we'll have to get replacement players, like they did in baseball.
Hey, enjoy that Big Three league right now, guys! I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think a lockout, and I know Joey's on our side too. He's he's worried as well.
Look, I don't think it's going to happen next season or anything like that, but I just think
No, it's not. But
by the time that
it's on
next agreement rolls around, I think that's like shit's going to hit the fan. I think it's just, I don't know, man. I just get concerned when there's so much money, like, and so much, not just so much money, but just like ludicrous money thrown around. Like, my goodness, that's like money like liquid, basically. And you know,
that's what I said. Like, even PJ Tucker. I mean, 32 million for him. Like, if I'm signing him, I'll give you 10 mil. That's it, because I don't think you're that great. 32 mil, nah.
Well, we'll see where the Monopoly money goes, I suppose. But yeah, I'm bracing myself personally. I just feel like this is. In saying that, I yesterday put a basketball in the hand of my 1-year-old because hey, I figure it cost me under $1 million for like counselling to sort everything back out when he hates my guts but's earning like bazillion dollars. So good reason to start playing basketball.
I think McCoy's the only one to say bazillion.
Bazillion.
Is there anyone else saying bazillion?
A bazillion.
To the McCoy dictionary.
Well, every week we hit the Facebook page, all caps courtside, and ask you guys, the fans, what teams and topics you'd like to hear about in this week's show. And we've got a few. Our first question comes from last week's guest spot, Luke Williams. He wants to know, are Philly a playoff team, guys?
I'm going to say yes. The moves they've made are fantastic. Keep an eye on Jonah Bolden. That kid can do it all. Inside, outside, rebound, block shots. Love the addition of JJ Redick. Love the addition of Amir Johnson. They've added veterans to go with this young team. Good locker room presence. Finally getting it right. I think they'll make it.
They will definitely make it. Without a doubt. Not even, book your tickets to the playoffs. It's happening.
Like I've said before, I think everything rides on the shoulders of Embiid and how healthy he can stay. I know the East has definitely gotten a little, taken a hit and got a bit weaker, but you still got to put the wins on the boards. And I feel like without Embiid, they're not as dominant as people think. Just to piggyback off you, Vince, definitely love the Redick and Amir signings, and I think they're smart moves, 1-year deals actually, and I think those guys are really going to help come playoff time, especially Redick if he can stay healthy. Playoff bound, yes, I do, but with the asterisks, I feel like Embiid's the real key there and the anchor for that squad.
Yeah, I think he's obviously very crucial, and I think he's. I would dare say that if he's able to give them a glimmer of what he gave them for 30 games last season, he's one of your top 15, 20 players, 10 players of the league. Yeah. I truly believe that. He is an absolute freak of nature. But I think, I think they've got 2 potential Rookie of the Year candidates, on a lot of prediction boards in Fultz and Simmons. Saric is a great player. Again, Redick and Amir. I think regardless, even if they get into a situation where they've got to limit Embiid's minutes again, or maybe sit him on back-to-backs and things like that.
Sure.
I still think they definitely, even with maybe 60 games out of Embiid, they're still definitely playoff bound.
See, I think even 60 games is questionable at this stage. Do you know what I mean? Look at the history of injuries. I don't want to come across some shitting on him because even last season was so much fun watching Embiid on the court, but still think that's a big question mark, getting 60 games out of him. The other half of that is too, we still haven't seen what Simmons can do on an NBA court yet. I'm sure he's going to be great. I'm sure he's going to work out fine. But, we haven't seen anything yet from him. So I think there's still some question marks.
And they can still make a move. I mean, they've still got Okafor as well. So they've still got, people that they could flick if they needed to.
True.
They can tweak.
True. Our next question comes from Stephen Roderick. And he asks, can you please have a minute of applause for Dolan finally punting Phil, the GM abomination Jackson? It will be therapeutic for us Knicks fans. Guys, should we give a little dove clap, shall we?
Have we got an applause? There you go, an applause soundbite.
I'm sure I've got one somewhere. I'll find one.
Yeah, let's put one in.
Yeah, do your job, McCoy. Jesus Christ.
That's what we're paying you for.
Wait, we're getting paid?
Shit.
Our next question comes from Kalen Woods. He wants to know, who is the next superstar to be traded, and will it follow the trend of less than pennies on the dollar?
Ooh, next superstar apart from Melo? It has to be Melo, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Melo's the next piece to move.
And I'll say in another year or two, Blake Griffin.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Well, I don't give a stuff if you don't see it. I see it.
Whose prediction is this?
They just re-signed him. What do you mean?
Well, gee, that hasn't happened before, has it? Someone re-signs and then isn't happy a couple of years later.
Well, I'll say this, Vince. I'll say this. It'll be a Grizzly.
What?
If we're talking like 2 years down the track,
Chandler Parsons.
I could see why would you say the C word on this show? I'm deeply offended. No, I think we could see Memphis maybe cutting the lines a little bit. I think maybe they'll move a Gasol or maybe try and move Conley.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah, but didn't we say superstar moves?
Yeah, superstar. Why? But yeah, I think we all agree Melo's probably going to be the writing's on the wall. It feels.
Yes.
Our next question, back again. Steve Rodgick wants to know, despite the self-indulgent post above, would like you boys to pick the Eastern Conference hypothetical top 8 for next season. You son of a... Jesus.
Jesus, Rodgick.
Hashtag trust the
early.
process. Okay.
Oh, okay. So...
We'll do this on the fly. Let me have a look, see.
Okay.
The Eastern Conference, did you say?
Eastern Conference?
Yep.
Well, Cleveland's your consensus one. I mean, have Boston got better or worse? They've gotten better through the draft. I would have them at 2.
I think the top 4 stays the same. Celtics, Cavs, top 2. Raptors, Wizards.
Yeah, I think you have...
I'm not so sold on Raptors right now.
What about Raptors? Did Ibaka re-up?
Ibaka re-upped and Lowry re-upped. I feel like Lowry only re-upped because there was no other option, though.
Yeah, that's another one that got overpaid. I'm going to go...
Yeah, the bottom 4 get mixed. Yeah, go.
Cavs, Celtics, Raptors, Philly, Wiz.
Okay, yep.
Hornets. I need one more.
Miami?
Miami, yep.
What about the Bucks?
Nah.
Bucks aren't going anywhere. They'll be in the playoffs.
Nah, they'll drop off. It's Milwaukee.
Yeah, see?
Get Giannis in LA.
I still feel like Philly can miss out, man. Is Philly better than the Hornets?
I just got a massively good feeling about Philly. I'm putting them up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I would go so far as to put them in 4th. Do you put them in 4th?
Wow, that's high.
Why not?
Jesus.
Why not?
Just to shut you up, McCoy. I'll put them...
I like how everything on this show is done in spite of me.
I'll put them 5th. How's that?
5th, all right.
Look, so if you look at last year's, I mean, so we're eliminating Indiana from the playoffs. We're eliminating the Hawks from the playoffs. We're eliminating the Bucks from the playoffs. And then we're replacing them with the Hornets, with Philly, and with the Heat.
No, I disagree. Yep. I think Milwaukee's not going to. I think they'll be in the playoffs.
I don't know if the Heat have gotten better.
They're kind of the same.
Especially if
they had that big run, but
if they lose waiters, it depends. If they lose waiters, that's going to hurt.
Plus, look what it took them last season to sniff the playoffs in the East. So yes, they had a bad start. They went on that big, 12, 13 game win streak. I mean, it took that for them to even get a sniff of the 8th spot in the East. I can't see that team.
If they lose waiters, replace the Heat with the Bucks.
Okay.
All right.
Our next question comes from Courtside Faithful TJ Hollis. He wants to know, are Minnesota a playoff team now?
I think we all agree that they probably are. Hopefully.
I need to look at the board.
I was just about to say, we should probably do the same roll call that we just did in the East and roll down some West numbers.
They are definitely better, and I think as a Wolves fan, you would expect them to make the playoffs. I definitely think they've got the right pieces in place, but I just feel like I need to look at the Western Conference because it got a lot better this year. And are they better than a Denver?
Yep.
I think they're better. I think they're better than Portland.
Well, we're better than Portland.
I know they're better than Portland.
Warriors, Spurs,
Houston,
Rockets.
Jazz? Are the Jazz better than the Wolves now?
It depends if they get to keep Hayward.
Yeah. All right, I'll go Warriors, Spurs. I'm going to say Thunder. Nah, I can't say Thunder yet. Shit, this West is hard.
Yeah,
I know the West is so tight.
And it all depends what, it just depends what Memphis team turns up this season.
No, it doesn't. Stop talking about them.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You are... Mate, you're delusional.
All right. They're better than LA. They're better than Phoenix. They're better than SAC. They're better than Dallas. Are they better than New Orleans?
Look, if they're healthy, I kind of have a sneaky crush on New Orleans. I'd like that. I'd like Drew Holiday re-signing. I hope that I hope Anthony Davis can stay on the field on the court for back-to-backs. That'd be nice. He's the most injured man in basketball. I don't know if they're better than the Pelicans.
All right, this is what I'm going. I'm going Golden State, San Antonio, Houston, Timberwolves, Utah, Oklahoma, Memphis, and only one more to round out, and Denver.
You have to say the Clippers. Didn't you call the Clippers a playoff team?
Yeah, but they at the moment where the roster is, that's where they're sitting. They need to make those two moves. I'm relying on two moves to put them back there.
All right, you just made an enemy in LeVar Ball.
Clearly, I'm not big baller enough.
No, you're not.
You are not.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
You stick with that?
West is too hard.
The Wolves are a playoff team. Timberwolves fans, get excited. You're going to play another couple of games this season.
I suppose to answer the question, yes, we all feel like Minnesota's a playoff team. How about that?
Yes.
How about that?
Our last question comes from Kalen Woods, and he wants to know, what do you think of Philly's strategy of big one-year contracts for solid vets like Redick and Amir Johnson? Good deals for Philly?
Excellent deals. That's what they should be doing. Getting these veterans in to help mentor this young list they've got. Perfect.
Yeah, I was reading Woj on Twitter, and he said that this is still part of the process, and the process is to have a lot of cap flexibility for next off-season's free agency class. So this is very strategic. These are deals that expire. They get to show their core off to the league for a year, and they're just going to have a lot of fun doing it. I think they're great moves. I think they're good deals. And I think they're the right pieces as well. I honestly, it's GM of the year stuff, and it's seriously, we haven't even started the season.
Yeah, I just want Brett Brown to have lots of success.
Oh, me too.
Same.
I just feel like he's really done this franchise a massive favour, and I like the fact that they've kind of entrusted him with a team. Excuse me. I like the fact that the players respond to him. So, I mean, you talk about a coach getting the most out of these players. I feel like Brown's one of those coaches, and I just hope he's there for the long haul. Because, you see coaches rather in the league that, the turnover rate, obviously the coach cops a lot of the blame. It's usually the first one to cop the blame for a losing team. But then you have these coaches that are out there, even before Popovich, your Jerry Sloans, guys who are just in there for the long haul with those teams and those franchises stuck with them. I think it'd be kind of nice to see a little bit more of that.
I definitely think he's in that mould. I think he is their guy. I've just got a really good feeling that they are all in on him. I think the culture starts with him.
Well,
Yep.
Jesus. You can catch all the Courtside banter at the Facebook page, All Caps Courtside. Guys, we're down there all through the week, talking about all the latest moves and topics. Of course, that's where we post our posts. That doesn't sound right.
Well, you're not wrong.
No, technically I'm not wrong.
Technically it's correct, yeah.
Yeah, it stands. That's
where we type all our typing stuff.
Yes. Down the Facebook page, that's where we post for your questions for the week. So if you want your questions answered on the minisode, that's where you need to be. www.crtsde.podbean.com. Guys, that's where you'll find the links to the shows. Of course, if you love all the banter on our minisodes, please feel free to swing by sign up for our season passes. $20 for 12 months gets you access to all different types of shows, like our Courtside Present shows, our regular show through the week, and we want to hear from you guys.
I want you to tag a friend every day over the next 7 days, and I want the Courtside Facebook page to be over 1,000 members before the season starts. So, listeners, it's on you. Get your friends involved. If they're a hoop head, tag them, like it, share it. 1,000 people for tip-off.
Wow.
We're nearly at 700, so...
Yep.
Can be done.
On now.
It's going to be done. That's the challenge, and it's over to you guys. Let's do it.
Also, just want a quick shout-out. Man, the 5-star reviews keep rolling in for the Courtside page, so a big thank you to everyone who's jumped onto the page and taken the time out of their day to leave a review. Muchly appreciated. Only helps us.
Yeah, especially those 4,000 Indians that I paid $10 on Fiverr to do that for. Thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Big shout out to my man Sundeep. Appreciate it.
Here it comes.